today as we paint Walking in a Winter Wonderland. Hi, welcome to another episode of The Rock and Roll Painter. Today we have a little project called Winter Wonderland. You see we have a 16 by 20 canvas that's been coated with a black gesso, and on top of that I have a thin layer of a clear based medium for a wet on wet process, and on top of that I have some phthalo blue and some Prussian blue just kind of blended there. And once I start applying the white, you'll see that color come to life. So with that, let's get started. So I'm going to start with a 1-inch brush and a little bit of titanium white. Let's bring some of that color to life. You'll see those blues really starting to come out. So this could be a very cold scene. But according to the weather reports, we got some cold weather coming in this week. I heard Wednesday's gonna be a high of 0, but I keep telling my friends we don't have to worry about that because 0 is nothing. But anyway, this is gonna be a nice cold painting. You'll see it's going to be a nice place to take a walk in the winter. Winter Wonderland is what I thought of when I first did this painting. You see those blues coming to life. So maybe just a little bit more of this white on here, just to really bring that color out. It'll be a nighttime winter kind of scene. With some of that excess white, I'm just going to get rid of some of this color down here. Going to be the land down here, and all that dark canvas really help with the shadows on the snow. Really help with the shadows. Okay, let's get that down maybe just a little bit lower. Now I'm seeing that we're going to come a little bit lower with that horizon. Now I'm going to blend out. I got some of the brush strokes on that. Some may wonder why I'm wearing sunglasses, kind of part of my costume for the rock and roll painter, and also these bright lights in this studio really bother me, so it just helps me get through the filming process. Okay, there we got a nice blue, a nice cold background. Now we're going to mix just a little bit of color. We've got some midnight black, some phthalo blue, a little bit of Prussian blue, mix them all to a nice dark color. Take a fan brush, really load that fan brush up. Get lots of paint on there and pull it to a chisel. And let's see, I see a little evergreen down over here, maybe another one next to it. Now let's go ahead and decide where I want all these evergreens to be. There's gonna be 3 little evergreens right here. Oh, they're kind of blue, but they're evergreens. Now at the corner of this fan brush, I just kind of start up the corner. As I'm gonna come down, get more and more of the brush involved, kind of pop out a limb every now and then. It's a little evergreen kind of far off in the distance. As they get a little closer, I'm going to make them a little bit taller to help give the illusion of some depth on a flat canvas. Once again, as that brush comes down, pop a limb out every now and then. Watch those evergreens just come to life. Sometimes I want to call them ever blues since there's no green in this painting. And we'll have one more right here. Once again, I'm just using the corner of the brush as I'm coming down. I'm just popping out a limb every now and then, place for the snow to land on. And in a warmer weather, a place for a bird, make his little home in. Now I want to set all 3 of those down on the ground. So I'm going to go back to the 1-inch brush I had. Get a little bit of the white here. I'm just going to get a little bit of snow on the ground here, kind of set those trees down on the ground. So they're not floating up in the air. Pull some of that color down, some shadow effect. Get some more of that ground going here. I got one more big tree I want to put there, but I wanted to get those 2 in the back there a little bit. I kind of see this path kind of coming and working this way, so we're going to have a nice big tree over here. Nice big evergreen. This is going to bring everything closer to you here. Once again, we start using the corner of that brush. Just the corners. I'm coming down. I'm popping out a limb every now and then. These trees have a truncating shape. Nice big evergreen here. Nice big evergreen. You can see the blues, how cold this painting feels. By the time I get this painting done, I'm gonna need to put my coat on it here. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be snowing on the cameraman here in a second. Really bring that tree down. Now we'll set that aside, go back to my little brush, get a little bit more of this white paint. I'm gonna set, got a little heavy with the white paint there. Gonna set that guy right down on the ground. Establish some more of that ground down here. You can see where the blues and the dark canvas really get some shadow effect into that land. Now we need some highlight on those trees. I'm gonna take a smaller fan brush, a little bit of liquid white, a little bit of white, maybe a little bit of phthalo blue. We don't want it too bright. A little bit more of that liquid white. We'll give just a little bit of highlight on these trees. Just kind of work your way down. Just want to light up a few of those branches. Really helps give some shape to that tree. Come over here and light this one up. Maybe just a little bit more of the color. Just light this guy up. A little bit more. As by that you start going back, you won't see it. Won't be as you won't see it as much, so we can get a little lighter on those highlights. Like this one, you kind of not see much of that highlight. That really gives some shape to those trees. Now what I see some light posts coming around here, so I need a paper towel. This is a walkway here, kind of lit up, and I'm gonna take off some of the excess color. I'm gonna have a lamp post there, maybe a lamp post there, and maybe one right here. I just want to take off some of that excess color, some of the blues and the whites we have on this, just so these lamps will show. And I'm gonna get just a little bit of white paint right on my finger. That's the brush that God gave you, brush your mother gave you. Give a little highlight there. Wipe the paint off my hands, and with a little mop brush, let's kind of work that light out a little bit. Work that light out a little bit with a little mop brush now. Just kind of pull that light out, kind of give the effect of a glowing light there. Let's get over here. We're going to have a glowing light. Now we need a little bit more light just to pop that out, so I'm going to get a little bit of white. This will be a light on there, and a light on there, and a light on there. Now you're probably wondering, what are those lights sitting on? We're going to create some lamp posts here. Clean that out and get a little bit of my black. A little bit of my black. I'm going to pull a lamp post right down to there. Get some more of that black. Pull a lamp post down to here. A little bit more of that black. This one's a little closer, so you might see it a little lower. Now if those lights are on, you might see a little bit, just a little bit of highlight on that post. Just to give it a little bit of shape, give it a little bit of light on that post. Get a little blue on my finger here. That's why we keep baby wipes, really take the oil paint off your hands. Now, those lights there'd be like a little housing for those lights, so we'll just give a little bit of black. But the light's so bright you may not see a lot of it, but we'll give a little bit of a shape of a little bit of housing there. Like I say, those lights are so bright, you won't see a lot of that housing. Give a little bit of that. Now, if those lights are on, you would see some light down the snow. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this white. We'll turn the lights on. There's a light on there, so you can see a little bit of that light showing in the snow on the path. I see like a Central Park or some kind of park setting. There's a path here, it's covered in snow. We're just gonna light that up a little bit. And just kind of softly kind of set that light down into the ground. Maybe there's a little bit of that path. You can kind of get that path working around this way. Like I say, I kind of see that path kind of working this way. Winter Wonderland. You're going out for a nice walk out in the snow. Now to help give some depth to that painting, get some more of this black. And maybe over here we've got a limb. There's a big tree over here, so this limb's kind of coming into the picture. Just kind of twist and turn that, get a little gnarly limb, but it helps give some more perspective and some depth to this painting. Have that little limb in the front, get some little depth to it. Have a couple limbs coming off. And if it's a snowy winter day, that limb might have a little bit of snow on it, but we don't want it too bright. Let's just give a little bit of indication, a little bit of snow out on that limb. Now, if it's a nice snowy, get my hands all cleaned up. If it's a nice snowy night, we need to get a little snow in this painting. So if we go back to a fan brush, get a little bit of thinner on that brush, a little bit of our white medium, and a little bit of white here. We don't want it too bright. We got a little bluish white kind of color. And we just pull back on the fan brush. We can make it snow here. You can start to see the snow coming right here. I try to keep the studio clean a little bit here. We're going to make it snow in this painting. Make it snow. There we go. Nice cold, cold winter night. Nice cold winter night. Where's my little liner brush? Just clean that up again. If you've seen the show before, you know my favorite thing to do in a painting is to sign my name. And we're at that point where I'm going to put my JDW back over here. Get a little more black. Get a little more black. JDW. I like that. A winter wonderland. Nice simple painting. Get the season started. Winter Wonderland, a nice cold painting. Now I always like to see these in a frame, so I'm going to get my hands cleaned up. I'm going to take this out of here and pop it in a frame. Okay, we're going to go over here and put it in a frame. Okay, like I always do, I like to see a finished painting into the frame. That's the best way to display it. Drop that in here. We'll get our little speed clips. Little speed clips on here to hold her in place. Set her up in the easel, and there we go. Walking in a winter wonderland. I really like how those blues work on that white frame. So if you'd like to know more about how to create your own masterpiece, feel free to contact me at JD Wayne at The Rock and Roll Painter. Thanks for watching.